Cue it up. Thank you. All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all so much for attending today's session. My name is Christina Hunt. I am the Student Success Strategist within the Division of Academic Success. In my role, I do manage the Peer Mentoring Collaborative Program, which is what we will be talking about today. I also oversee the Retention Alert System, the Virtual Navigator Program, and also I do work with TRIO students as well. So kind of have my hand in a few buckets here at Triton. But for today, it's all about our peer mentoring program, what it is, what it's all about, what are we doing, and how to get involved if you are interested. So just a quick overview. I know we only have 30 minutes and I want to make sure that we have time for some questions. I just want to give you a quick overview of the program. I'll let you know what it's all about. Go over our results and some feedback that we've received from the fall 2020 semester, so just last semester. Also, I want to share with you our peer mentor and our student learning outcomes, and then share how to get involved, how to partner with the program if you are an instructor or if you are a staff, how to recommend students. And then lastly, I want to try to make sure we save some space to answer any questions that you might have for me about the program or anything else that I might can answer. All right. So just to kind of give an overview of the program, so the Peer Mentoring Collaborative, which is shortened by PMC, you'll oftentimes see PMC, as you know, in higher ed, we love acronyms. So PMC, it's a program that is a classroom-based peer mentoring program. We do embed our peer mentors into the classroom. It is at faculty's request, so we typically outreach to faculty at the end of one semester or start of the new semester to see who is interested in hosting a peer mentor for that semester. We then pair our peer mentors based on a certain criteria, which I'll go over. The PMC program, it does merge academic support with traditional peer mentoring support. Our peer mentors are Triton students. So they are active degree or certificate seeking Triton students. They have shown that they are strong academically, so they have to have at least a 2.8 or higher in order to be a part of the program. And then also we select or we place students in classes that they have taken previously and earned an A grade in that class. So for example, if you are teaching Sociology 101, we are going to try to pair you with a student that has taken that class and earned an A grade in the course so that they can kind of know a lot of the principles and the concepts in the class. They've been successful in the course so that they can assist students. We do offer in-class academic support. So our peer mentors do attend the class. So they are kind of sitting in the class as a student or an aide for you. Oftentimes they're raising their hands, they're volunteering. So just to help students feel more encouraged to participate and to engage. They also do offer ongoing mentoring outside of the classroom. So our peer mentors do offer weekly office hours. So that can range anywhere from 2 to 3 hours per week that they are available to work with students on, the class content, or if they just, want to meet with their peer mentor to talk about strategies on being successful in college, maybe understanding financial aid or the different services that we do have available here at Triton. So they are available 2 to 3 hours a week outside of the classroom. And they do also facilitate student study groups. So this is typically around test time or exams and finals. They do host study groups. They can do that individual or in a group, and they usually work with the instructor of the class to kind of go over the content and the material that the instructor would like for them to cover during that session. All right, so some fall 2020 results. So this past semester, we did support 6 sections. We had 5 peer mentors and 4 instructors that partnered with the program. We do hope to increase the number of peer mentors that um, we can hire essentially for the fall semester of 2021. We are hoping to get some additional funding. I did forget to mention that our peer mentors, it is a paid position. So a lot of how many peer mentors we can support is dependent on funding, unfortunately. But I have gotten some good news that we should have some additional funding for the fall 2021 semester. So we are looking to increase the number of peer mentors that we can hire. Currently for the spring semester, we do have 6 peer mentors and we hope to increase that. But for fall, we did have 5 and they did support 6 sections. These are some numbers that were ran by institutional research. So we did compare class sections that did have a peer mentor compared to the same class that did not have a peer mentor. So these are the overall success and retention rates. I do have it by class if anyone is interested in that data, that is available. But for sections that did have a peer mentor, the success rate was 82% compared to 78% for the same class but did not have a peer mentor. And success rate just meaning that the students passed the class. For retention rate, that number was 93.1% for sections that were supported by a peer mentor compared to 87% for the same class that was not supported by a peer mentor. So it has shown, and this has been true for previous semesters as well, that sections that are supported by a peer mentor typically do have a higher success when retention rate. So this is some feedback that we got from instructors. We've been very fortunate. We have a few instructors that have been with the program for longer than I've been here at Triton, and they do speak very highly of the program. One comment was, I can only say that the peer mentor program is top notch. I'm convinced that our psych and sociology students profit immensely from the constant contact and continuous support offered by our peer mentors. Another comment was referencing his specific peer mentor and said, my peer mentor is outstanding, she is punctual, helps in getting students to participate, has contributed ideas for class activities and YouTube clips. She also keeps excellent records for class attendance and participation. I give her the highest marks in everything. So this is kind of also alluding to kind of the tasks that our peer mentors take on. So they are there to contribute to the class. Oftentimes they do work with their instructor on brainstorming ideas, how to get students to be more engaged and how to participate. They also do kind of keep track of attendance and participation, especially if your class is one that grades participation. They are available for that as well. They are also available to contact students. So if you have a student that you feel would benefit from the peer mentor reaching out, they are available to reach out to the student and kind of set up a one-on-one appointment. Currently, our peer mentors are working remote because most of our classes are remote. However, as classes begin to start to come back to campus, they will be returning to campus as well. So right now they're kind of meeting where the class is. So if the class is online, then they are online. However, as we start to go back to more in-person classes, traditionally our peer mentors are in person. All right, so let's go over some of our student learning outcomes. So these are for the peer mentor. So essentially after they complete, a semester or two within the program, what do we want them to learn or be able to do? And one is to identify and strengthen their personal and professional leadership skills. So we do look at this as a professional opportunity for our Triton students. They are responsible for going to the class, being punctual, keeping records. They do have to submit forms with participation, so they do have to be organized. They are facilitating group study sessions. They have to adhere to their office hours. So these are all things that we're hoping that they are able to strengthen their personal and professional leadership skills. And we do also offer workshops for our peer mentors to strengthen those areas. For example, they're all reading the Strength Finder book, which has an assessment to help them find their strengths. So those are some ways that we are helping in that area. Also, we would love for them to feel more comfortable in interacting and collaborating with faculty and students. Again, our peer mentors are students, so oftentimes this is their first time kind of working one-on-one with faculty and also students. So we know that they can grow professionally and personally from being able to have that relationship. Also, we hope that they can enhance their communication and their facilitation skills. As mentioned, they are hosting study sessions and things of that nature. So those are to increase their communication and facilitation skills. Lastly, to enhance an understanding of campus resources. So in order for our peer mentors to share all of the services that we do have on campus, they have to be aware of those resources. So they are attending workshops that we have, for example, within the Division of Academic Success, where we host workshops where each department, which consists of tutoring and the library, they kind of give an informational session on what their services offer. Our peer mentors are attending those sessions so that they can share that information with their students so that they are more knowledgeable. And then the learning outcomes for our students are we hope to enhance their understanding of campus resources. Many of the things that they need are here on campus. You know, we have tutoring, we have librarians that can help with those research papers, we have math tutors, but oftentimes students are not aware of the services that are available. So we hope to enhance their understanding of our campus and community resources as well. And then lastly, we hope that they feel supported by their peer mentor. So our peer mentors are encouraged to, initiate conversations, reach out to students, kind of be that big brother, big sister, since they are students as well, and be proactive with outreach with the students. So we hope that our students that are in sections that have peer mentors do feel supported. All right, so how to get involved. So I am currently overseeing the program, so you can email me. I'm the best bet. There is a website which I have included. It's just triton.edu/PMC where you can go. There is a form that you can fill out as a student, and also there's a faculty form if you are interested in hosting a peer mentor, or if you are a student and you feel that you meet the criteria to be a peer mentor. You can email the form, or you can just kind of just send me an email. I do encourage, I know that many of us, we work with students. If you know a student that would be a good fit for the program, they've shown that they're strong academically, they have good time management skills, they, don't mind talking in front of other students and reaching out to students, then I definitely encourage you to refer those students. Many of our peer mentors have been referred to our program from faculty. So a faculty member has had this student in their class and they've recommended the student. As mentioned, it is a paid opportunity, which, as we know, many of our students need at this time, and everything that's going on. So it's a paid opportunity, and it does give them professional development as well. So it's a good resume booster also. All right, so let's open it up. I think we have about 12 minutes left to some questions. I'm going to stop sharing so that I can actually see you. Are there any questions? Oh, I see. Strength Finder is great. I love the peer mentors get. Yes. So actually, Susan, who's in the professional development office, she gave us a ton of the Strength Finder books, which include the assessments. And the book really highlights oftentimes we focus on our weaknesses and how can we improve our weaknesses. But the theory is let's focus on our strengths and finding what are we good at and improving those, excelling in those areas. So it's really good, and our peer mentors are enjoying doing those assessments and kind of just finding out more about their strengths.
I do have one question.
Mm-hmm.
On average, how many hours per week do the peer mentors work? Obviously, they're in class, and so that's going to vary by how many credit hours the class is, but what would be an average amount of time they're working?
Great question. It's a complicated answer. So the program it's a part-time position. You can work up to 20 hours. However, many of and I alluded to this previously, our challenge is funding. So this is also a work study position. So it kind of sometimes depends on what their FAFSA looks like. I know, for example, some of our peer mentors can do 20 hours, whereas another one doesn't have as much financial aid funding. So she's only able to do 10 hours. So it kind of varies by peer mentor and their specific financial situation. But that's why we hope to have more institutional dollars that we can use where it can be consistent and everyone can do those 20 hours.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions?
Yeah. Is a peer mentor typically assigned to like one class section, or are they typically shared among multiple sections?
So it's at their comfort level. Some of our more experienced peer mentors are assigned to two sections. Usually we don't want to do more than two sections. Generally, they are the same class. So for example, maybe the teacher is teaching two Social 100 classes section, so if they feel comfortable, they would be assigned to both. But we usually do not exceed two, just because, again, they are students, so they have their own class schedule. So trying to balance more than two sections is oftentimes too much for the students. So, but yeah, they are, and those typically go to our peer mentors that have been in the program for more than one semester.
Okay. Yeah, the class I was thinking about, we usually have 2 or 3 sections. So I just wondered if that would be doable, or if we should have multiple mentors in a situation like that.
So yeah, for that it would probably be, so that's kind of what's happening currently. We have Psych 100 and we have 3 sections. One peer mentor has 2 of the 3, and then there's a newer peer mentor that only has the 1. So that's how we're covering the 3 sections.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Well, I would love to ask a question. So I do see some names that I'm not familiar with. So I would love to know what department you're representing. Are you faculty, staff, and kind of have you experienced? Because I don't think I said this, but I've been with Triton for about a year, and the peer mentoring program has been around since 2013, I believe. So it's been around for a while. So I'm finding that some folks, they've had experience with the peer mentoring program. So I would love to hear kind of where everyone is from, and also if you've had any past experience with the program.
Yeah, I can share. I've been at Triton for 3 going on 4 years. I teach in college readiness, and also in English. I teach the COREC RHT 101 classes. I've had a peer mentor in every one of my sections, I believe, except one, since I've been here. And it's just, I think it's a very tremendous program. The peer mentors, will reach out to students who may not be, doing as well as they probably should be, or if they're behind on something. They're very active in the class, even in the virtual class. They've been very active. So I just think it's a great overall program.
Thank you. Thank you. It's always good to hear from folks that have more experience in the program than me and that historical context. All right, so let's see. Kevin, I'm new at Triton. Today is my second day. Welcome. I am an instructional designer in the Center for, yes. Welcome. I actually started at Triton during COVID. So I met everyone virtually. I started in May of last year. So yeah, it's a unique experience.
Right. So hi, everyone. I hope when we all return to campus, we can meet face to face. But for now, this is a great way of getting to know all of you and getting to know the programs and the different departments at the university. And so it's a very exciting time to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for joining too on your
Thanks.
second day. All right. Anyone else want to share their department and also their experience thus far with the peer mentoring program?
I actually have a question about the peer mentoring program. You mentioned like lower division courses. Is the peer mentoring program really sort of designated towards lower level division units, or?
Yeah, great question. So historically, the peer mentors are placed in classes that have been identified as high enrollment, low success classes.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe institutional research every semester, they do research and a study, and they determine these classes. So we do strategically try to place those, that's kind of our first tier, place students in those classes. So generally I will reach out to the instructors that are teaching those classes for the upcoming semester and see if anyone is interested. And then kind of from there, based off of how much participation we get, we'll open it up to other classes. But the goal is those high enrollment, low success courses, just because we feel they'll have the most impact on students in those classes. We are also for fall looking to be a little bit more strategic because there's probably about 15 to 20 classes that fit in that category. So we would like to maybe focus on 5 classes across the university, the campus, that we can target. So maybe still a high enrollment, low success course, but maybe classes that are more geared towards maybe freshmen. We're working on that. So that's the goal for fall. And we're meeting with departments to kind of talk about what does that look like and if they have classes that they think would fit that criteria.
Great, thank you.
But yeah, but to answer even more specific, those typically are entry level courses, the high enrollment, low success classes. So it does tend to be classes that students take within the first year or so of coming to Triton. Thank you. All right, we have about 3 minutes. I would definitely want to be respectful of everyone's time. Any other last questions about the program or anything? A teacher friend of mine told me that whenever you ask a question, you should give it like 5 to 7 seconds so that folks can form just in case they can think of something. So I have those pauses.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just thinking about, so my name's Tina. I work with Chris on the embedded tutoring program, which is specific to the co-rec classes, which is a co-rec is a support section that goes along with the college level math and English courses. And so I was just kind of thinking through all the benefits that having a peer mentor in the classroom really has. And what we found is that students are able to connect with the peer mentors or their peer on a different level than they would connect with their instructor. And we like to think like we're the instructors, we're the experts on this, and all the students should come to us. But it's just a different relationship that they form. And a lot of times the students will go to their peer and the peer will refer them, okay, well, you actually should go to your instructor. So it really does make them feel more connected to the course, to the institution. And yeah, I think it's been a lot of fun getting to see all the ways that we can embed tutors or mentors into the class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're exactly right. Oftentimes students may feel, a little intimidated as cool or as open and welcoming as faculty may try. It's just a different power dynamic, and oftentimes students just feel comfortable talking to their peer. So the peer mentors and your embedded tutors, they're kind of that liaison between the student and the faculty. So it's a pretty good relationship. I've experienced myself. All right, well, just shy of a minute. So I just want to thank you all so much for attending. I hope that you've gotten some good information about the program and what we're doing. I do have, if anyone is interested, those numbers, if you want to look at it by the section, I have that available. And also I did do a workshop last month where I actually had some of my peer mentors share their experience. I can definitely share that presentation if you kind of want to hear it from the peer mentor's perspective. I do have that available that I can share. And if you are interested in hosting a peer mentor for this upcoming fall semester, please email me. They do go through a interview process. We have to figure out funding, so it does take a bit of time. So if you know that you're going to be interested for fall, just get ahead of it and let me know, and I can kind of start working on getting you a peer mentor for your class. All right, thank you all for attending.
Thank you, Christina.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.